I just saw probably the most disgusting thing, or one of the most disgusting things that I've ever seen in crypto. And this is not Sam Bankman-Fried. That's up there with this, but I want to go through that today. Also talk about the proof of reserves that Binance just published. And there's a professor that says that this is worthless, while a lot of people are excited about it and praising CZ for being so transparent. Also want to talk about Coinbase because they just made a pretty bad announcement. Also talk about Grayscale because now Grayscale is being sued and they are down. Well, GBTC is down like 6% here today with Bitcoin just down 1%. I also want to talk again about the disgusting thing that came out from another cryptocurrency exchange that just happened today. So this is like the exchange episode, but there's so much news. If you don't mind hitting the subscribe button underneath the video, we're going to be talking about a lot of exchanges. That is the perfect time to get your money over to cold storage, or now is the perfect time. Use the link underneath the video to Treasure and you can get free shipping. So definitely check that out. This is, I think, a really important time to be doing that. There's also a link down there to Patreon. I made an exclusive video yesterday and early access to a video yesterday that I still haven't published. If you want more access and you want to know what I'm buying and selling, check out the Patreon link underneath the video. I think first we should talk about Binance. A lot of people were excited because CZ and Binance just published some more information on their reserves. And we already knew that they have proof of reserves in the past. They've been trying to pioneer this for all exchanges. And now they just announced that they are over collateralized, fully collateralized. So Mazars stated that Binance was 101% collateralized. This is a South African auditor. So this is just today that they're confirming this, but this was an audit that was performed on November 22. Now, Binance requested an agreed upon procedures, or AUP, or an audit that is limited in scale. Now, commenting on the results, Mazars wrote, "We make no representation regarding the appropriateness of the AUP. This AUP engagement is not an insurance engagement. Accordingly, we do not express an opinion or an assurance conclusion. Had we performed additional procedures, other matters might have come to our attention that would have been reported." So when you read that, you start thinking this maybe wasn't enough. And now a lecturer from Wharton said they did a comparison of balances per public key addresses from a list that they got from management. They did not compare any balances in independent banks or custodians or depositories. They even say this is more worthless than even the Tether or USDC report. So in my opinion, I think they should have done a full-scale audit, maybe by multiple agencies. And I realize that would be time-intensive and would cost a lot. But I think that is what the cryptocurrency community needs. And the fact that they are just doing a limited scale audit, and they're not talking about maybe what they should be doing, which is a more intensive audit, I think is, I don't want to say a red flag, but is definitely not positive. I would want, if I could control it, for them to do a complete audit by one of the top 4 accounting firms, and like I said, maybe multiple, just to make everyone feel even more secure. It does seem odd that they did not do a full audit. Now, moving on to the next cryptocurrency exchange, Coinbase. Their CEO said that they expect revenue to plunge 50%. Now, Coinbase isn't down too much today. It's down like a couple percent, but I think that's because a lot of analysts already expect them to be down 50% in revenue. If we take last year's revenue of about $7.8 billion, the fact is that they would have to have about $1.3 billion in revenue for this last quarter, which would be more than any quarter that they've had this year. So it's pretty obvious that they're not even going to hit half of last year's revenue at this point. Now, Grayscale is in a tough spot. Grayscale is owned or run by Genesis. That's their parent company. And Genesis has lost so much money from all these different crypto companies breaking down and going bankrupt, getting liquidated. And now this gets even worse. They're facing a lawsuit as GBTC plunges to a record 43% discount. So the fund Fir Tree Capital Management has filed a lawsuit against digital asset manager Grayscale over potential mismanagement and conflicts of interest at the firm's flagship Bitcoin fund. Now, they are at a 43% discount, and this has been something that a lot of people have been trying to get access or been using to get access to Bitcoin. Now, according to Fir Tree, Grayscale's redemption bar, which was introduced in 2014, is self-imposed. The hedge fund also alleges there's no legal reason to to stop GBTC investors from converting their positions into fiat as long as the trust complies with securities laws. Now, I think this is obviously going to hurt Genesis even more and cause more concern over the fact that there might be some liquidations of Bitcoin. I think that it does make sense what they're trying to get. So basically, it sounds like they want to be able to convert GBTC into cash. So instead of a discount, you just sell off shares. That would cause some selling pressure on the open market, but it does make sense because the GBTC investors then would be a little bit more well protected from these kinds of discounts. Now, I could be understanding that wrong, but I think they're definitely going to be hurting. GBTC is definitely going to be hurting if Grayscale has to face this lawsuit and go through more difficult times like this. I'm curious why there is such a big discount. I think there are a variety of reasons for why this could be, but it continues to get worse, which makes people more and more nervous. Now, moving on, this is the thing that I think is so disgusting. Bankrupt crypto lender Celsius to release $2.8 million in bonuses to prevent staff poaching. Now, what they're saying is basically because of their bankruptcy, a lot of their employees have been poached by other cryptocurrency companies. Now, I reported just a few days ago on how they were looking for $18 million to be able to continue to fund their bankruptcy hearing and continue to keep going in their bankruptcy proceedings, I should say. But this seemed like a lot of money to me. It doesn't seem like you need a very big team, right? You need some people to go back and forth with the lawyers to get information, but I would not think that you would need a substantial amount of people. Now, they say that they still have 170 Celsius employees remaining compared to 375 at the beginning of the procedures. I'm surprised that it's this high still because you're not growing. You're not worried about compliance and moving to new areas. You're not worried about getting new users. You don't need marketing and all this. Your main goal should be to preserve as much money as possible to get through these bankruptcy proceedings and then give back to the people that you lost money to. So they're in a $1.2 billion hole and they're dishing out bonuses. Now, I think the silver lining, if there is any, is that the payments will be less than $75,000. So it's not one person getting a $500,000 payday. And only individuals with paychecks between $25,000 and $425,000 will be considered. Now, $425,000 still seems like a lot to be getting a Christmas bonus with other people's money when you cause the company to go bankrupt, but this is non-executive personnel as well, so that I think is positive. But still, it seems really, really bad. It just sounds so bad that they're giving out $3 million worth of bonuses when they lost so many investors' money. Now, I think this is just disgusting. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep some of their best personnel to help proceed through these bankruptcy hearings to try to get money back faster. But the fact is they're still using millions of dollars that should be customers' funds. So it's just ugly. Now, if you want to protect yourself from this kind of thing happening to you in the future, I said earlier in the video, there are links to Trezor underneath the video. There are a couple different ones that you can try out. One is more expensive, one's cheaper, but right now they're still giving you free shipping through the Christmas season. So I would highly suggest it for yourself, or if you know someone that doesn't have a cold storage wallet, get them a wallet for Christmas. Thank you so much again. We'll keep you updated here in the crypto market, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.